What is going on, people? Happy Monday. Welcome back to the stream. Feels like it's been forever since we've been streaming, but we are back. It is Monday. It is indeed the official Monday t-shirt. Is it Monday yet? And the answer is yes, it is Monday. Welcome back. I hope everyone had a great weekend. Hope you had a good week last week. Like I said, it feels like it's been a while since I've been on here and talked with everybody, so I hope you've been well. I hope you had a great weekend, and I hope you're ready to crush this week because I am absolutely ready. Feeling good. Got the new camera running on the stream. As you can see, not that one, this one. See? It's a little nicer. As I'm a little bit more presentable to look at instead of this crappy webcam from Apple. Hopefully, it's not too much of a delay. I thought I had that corrected, but we'll see how it looks as thing goes. Let me take a look at this real quick. Yeah, should be good. Oh, we'll see what happens. Anyway, on to what's happening here. First things first, disclaimers. Punch this out. Disclaimers that trading any financial market requires a high level of risk and may not be suitable for all investors. You should only trade with money you can afford to lose. Proper risk management is essential in trading all financial markets. If you do not have an understanding of proper risk management, it would be best to educate yourself further before beginning to trade. Content I provide is for general information purposes only, as well as entertainment, and should not be interpreted as advice, investment, financial, or otherwise, as I am not a financial services provider. However, if you choose to follow along with any of my trade positions, please just know that you do so at your own risk. All right, let's get into it. Pockets, good morning. What's going on, brother? How you living? My cat is driving me nuts real quick. He's getting in the way of all my stuff, so let me move him out of here. All right, let's start from the top, see what's going on. So, as you can see, we've been moving up ever so slightly each of the last couple of weeks on AU, and it's still very much in a buying condition on this TDI here on the daily. It's just kind of slowly moving up, a little choppy, but still moving up. So I would want to stay to the upside. This 4-hour candle looks like it could close nicely above this trend line, above this liquid 50 in a buying condition. So you might see some more continuation. But we've got 30 minutes, so we will see what happens on this pair. 0.6% last night in EU. That's good. It's a good start in Asia. Start off the week right. Yeah, so potentially looks like AUD USD trying to come to the upside more and more. Maybe come and test these highs. All these time frames telling me that's in a buying condition, so I definitely would want to stay long on AU. EU, what do you know? Structure high, as we were talking about weeks ago, saying that had every bit of potential to come back to that structure high, and it did. So on the weekly, you could see last week just pure bullish candle, nice and strong above this trend line. Liquid 50 starting to pull into the buying condition on the weekly, but even more so on the daily. You can see this is above this liquid 50, it's above this trend line. This is still very much moving higher. Cat, get out of here. Come on, man. Sorry about that. As we said, we had drew this line forever ago that there was every bit of possibility for price to come back and test the structure high, because why not? If it's moving in an uptrend, as I said, it kind of just moved up, came back down, and then continued its uptrend. It was not in a downtrend. I was having arguments with people about that. This is in an uptrend. So as you can see, broke the structure. Now it's coming back to the structure to test it. I would look for continuation to the upside. Not going to go away from it. Clean, break, retest, and then hopefully continuation. I am bullish EU. I would like to see it move higher. Let's take a look real quick and see where we're at on ADR. We got some space from where we are. You've got about 34, and from where we've been, probably like 12, yeah, 13. Cool. So there's definitely still potential for EU. If it doesn't look great today, then I'll just wait, but I still like it very much to the upside. Came up, test, holding this structure. I'd like to see it move off of here. 1 minute divergence. Looks like you're getting it. You can see already. This is rising. This is falling. Break, retest, might start to move higher. Still in a selling condition here, so I wouldn't be buying it just yet. I'd wait for structure to get up and settle, and then maybe take a next one to continue it to the upside. It's just my opinion, but we will see how it plays out. Keep an eye on it. It's very, very early, and we haven't even got through the other pairs yet. Euro AUD. We know it's overall in a downtrend, but we do know that it had been correcting. You can see last week a little bit of correction, but it's still under the 50 on the weekly. Is in a buying condition, kind of falling. Um, let's see what daily says. Daily says still under the 50, kind of coming back to this area here. You can kind of see like this maybe. Maybe something like that. Maybe it's more like this. You can see it kept filling it, but then falling off. So it was up here, then it fell off. Let me get rid of that. And it came up, fell off. It was just here, fell off. So it's having trouble with these highs. And again, it is in a selling condition here on the daily. You are above the trend line, so it could just continue moving off of that and bouncing. But you do have some divergence as well. It's a little hard to read for me. So it is still moving up. You can see we're at this area. It is divergent. So I'm not completely sure. This is divergent again. You have a higher high structurally, but you have a lower high on the TDI. So it is divergent on this hour. I'm not exactly sure. I think the easiest thing to do would just let the market move first. Kind of fell through. I really don't know. Honestly, this one's a little iffy. I think it's gone ADR though. No, it hasn't. It's looking like it's trying to reset on a 5 minute. It has not gone ADR. It's got a lot of space in it still. So I don't know. Right now it's falling on the 5 minute. I would say falling back to these lows, which would be like a reset on the 5 minute. So potentially you could see it come lower. That makes sense to me at the moment as it's just falling. Interesting little pair. GBP JPY has blown ADR, you can see on the 5 minute, so that's not going to be in play today, unfortunately. But let's look at it anyway. You can see on the weekly it's in a selling condition, but it's breaking up sideways and it's trying to push higher. You can see the same thing here. Just kind of sideways, and now you're getting this strong kind of two candle. So maybe for the rest of the week we could see this start to come up. Maybe start getting into the 136, and then maybe even come as high as the structure high. But first things first, you've got to break this structure right here. So I'm still staying bullish on this pair. See how it closes today. This was a nice two candle here 4 hours ago, or more than that now, but here at 5 o'clock, yeah, about 4 hours ago, a little less. Looks like it's got every bit of potential to come up here and then move higher. So we'll see. Today, out of play though, because it's past this ADR. So I'm not going to be playing this pair today, but looks really good. GU, I believe, has also gone ADR. Yeah, GU's also smashed ADR, so that's not going to be in play today. So we're narrowing down our pairs more and more. This looks really good. You can see it's a reset TDI here on the weekly, but it's kind of up sideways. You would anticipate maybe you get this next push this week. Really nice on a daily in a buying condition. Came down, found a bottom, pushing up. See how it closes for the day. And then you could look to see it try and get up to this area by the next couple days. This cat is driving me nuts. I gotta get rid of him. Sorry about that. He just loves to get into everything. I'm like, man, I'm trying to like talk to people. Anyway, yeah, looking good. Still moving off of that DXY um, momentum to the downside. AU, GU, EU moving much, much higher. It's kind of diverging here. You could see. Not really. It's actually confirming. TDI is saying it's falling. Price action is kind of falling, but it's still moving higher because it's still in a buying condition. It's just a miss today. We can't trade it. So DXY, again, looking like it's falling. Last week probably had that really strong bearish candle, just like EU had a strong bullish. Broke these lows here. Looks like it's just kind of falling off on a daily. Again, comes up. It sets a low back here in the 10th, 11th of June, pulls off of it. You would anticipate to find resistance and then for it to fall down to at least come and test these lows, if not move lower, because if it's going to move lower, it has to at least test these lows. It does, throws a 2 candle, and now you're starting to see more continuation. So as the DXY continues to just melt, you're going to see EU, GU, and AU move higher. Looks pretty good. It's still kind of in this descending channel. Let's clean this up a little bit here. I did want to start with some new lines because I feel like I've just been running these same boxes and lines, but if they're working, we're just going to stay with them. Maybe something like this. I don't know. Could be. That makes sense. Something like that where it's just kind of falling, correcting, falling, correcting, falling. Still very much strong selling sentiment, selling condition. I like that to continue lower. And if that's going to happen and AU is going to continue up and try and come higher, then potentially you're going to see Euro AUD fall. Looks like it's fallen through a little bit here. I wonder if we can get some type of correction and then potentially take it lower. But it's funny because here on this 15-minute, it's very much in a buying condition. On an hour, it's very much in a buying condition. So I don't know if I'm actually ready to sell this just yet. I'm not quite sure. But that is pretty much where I'm at with this analysis. So we will put some tunes on and just keep it moving. How's everybody doing with their morning so far? I know Pockets hit 0.6% last night on EU. How's everybody else doing? Anybody else looking at any other pairs besides what I'm looking at? Welcome back to the stream. Happy Monday. Let's see if we can find something today. Let's try and narrow down a pair. See if we can get something to pop off. These ones are out of play. My weekend was good. I haven't been working a lot. I've cut down my days significantly at the restaurant, and I was down the shore. Kind of a little bit of a sketchy week last week with Wednesday, Thursday. I had like a break-even day on Wednesday, which could have been a really big winner, and then Thursday I had a pretty ugly loss for 4%. But outside the market, I had a great time down the shore hanging with the family. I had to work Saturday one day and then just kind of been hanging. Yesterday I hung around here, cleaned up the house, got some things done, got ready for the stream. So it was good. It was very good. Capital Cash in the house. Good morning, my dude. How are you doing? Welcome back. Nice to see you on here. How was your guys this weekend? You guys get into anything fun? I like this at the structure here. You can see how hit it, fell off, hit it, fell off, hit it, fell off, broke it. Now I'd like to see if it can find the buyers here. I'd like to try and take EU higher. See if it's not the greatest looking TDI right here to be buying it with the way that trend line's kind of falling, but market sentiment is still rising. There's still belief in the buy here. 4 hour looks good as you're sitting above this. So let's see if we can get it to find a support and move higher. Right now it's fallen off a little bit, so we want to wait for it to kind of find a bottom, find support, and show us bullish signs, and then we'll take that thing higher. DXY looking like it's trying to come higher, which is really nice. Gives me confidence for EU that, well, that's not good actually. Inverse. If DXY is coming higher, EU is gonna, wow, as we speak, fall off. Yeah, wow. So it's resetting on the 1 minute, potentially coming back to the 50 on the 15 minute right here. So let's see what happens as it hits this area. Like I said, we're looking to find support, but this is really correcting pretty good. Chill, did some research. Overland expedition vehicle. That sounds fun, man. In the market? In the market to purchase? Is that like, is that something for like when you have like large acreage? Kind of like a utility vehicle to get you around, around like the land. So we got a little bit of divergence here in EA. It is falling. Well, one of these is going to have to switch between AU and EA, I would assume. I mean, they could move in tandem. They could both fall, but typically what we've been noticing, Michael's in the house, sup Drew. Hope you have a good trading day. I'm going to watch your stream today. New camera. Yeah, man, it's the same old camera. It's the one that I do my video work with, but it's new to the stream. So definitely trying to make things a little bit more crisp. Took a loss on EN long and EU today. EN. Well, it's not a bad loss. You can always make that back. 1.17. Gotta stick to your rules. Stay patient. It's only Monday. Thank you, brother. Appreciate the kind words. Good luck to you as well. I'll keep you posted. If we catch something, yeah, definitely a recap video. Looking for a big week this week. Yeah, definitely send me a link. Let me see what that looks like, pockets. So again, we want to stay long biased, but we're breaking down past the structure. So maybe the bull run's a little bit over. We're getting some correction. I don't know. I don't want to say that yet, but if it keeps driving lower, then it might be. As this DXY drives higher. Could be coming back to this area here, find itself a little bit of resistance and continue in a downtrend, but right now it's not the best selling TDI. As you can see, this trend line's rising up and price action's rising up, so we have to wait for them to meet, and then you're gonna get a reaction out of it, either where it's gonna like tumble over and fall through, or it's gonna bounce off it and move higher. Yeah, falling off. Like I said, it is divergent. It's kind of like a big square. It just kind of came down sideways and then continued down. I was wondering if it was going to hold this structure. That doesn't mean that it's not going to continue higher. Just for now, it's falling. So I either need to look to find a short or just don't trade it, but this is falling pretty strong. This DXY is getting a push. I wonder if there's anything coming out. Nothing right now, and there's no news today. There is a summit going on, so there could have been something that was said that just hasn't presented yet, so we'll see. Right now, dollar index strong, really strong momentum to the upside. Euro's going to be falling off. Again, off that divergence, you could see you had a high here, you had a higher high, but it was all the way down here, and then structurally this was a lower high, and it was weak, and it just down, sideways down. But I still like it long. I mean, overall, like we said, it's in an uptrend, but perhaps just I don't know. It's Monday. Anything can happen on a Monday. Like I said, on a 4-hour, this could just be a correction down here to the EMA, and then the next candle could be completely bullish. So staying very much long biased. This could be off the hour 50. I'm going to be looking for lower time frame divergences and see if something kicks in. And that's what we're saying here, is that you want to see it come up, find support, and then continue higher, and it didn't. It actually double topped, came down, sideways, so it's making downtrending structure. If I was to extend this, you could see pretty much right on it, break, retest, more continuation. And I said this is very much still in a selling condition, so you don't want to start buying it until you really start to see uptrending structure and get this market sentiment to start showing you buying condition. Even though it's a 1 minute, if it's holding in the selling condition, there's probability that it's going to continue lower. We saw the potential for a full reset here on the 5 minute. Looks like we got it. Came down, 3 candle, and then 1, 2, 3 to the top, a couple pins, and then another one. So this could have been, if you're looking to go short off that divergence, this could have been an entry right here, 840. While we're going over some of these pairs, and you can see it's definitely pushed nicely. But I'd like to try and stay long bias, but I don't know if that's going to be the case right now. Perhaps it breaks down, retests the structure, throws another bearish, and then signals more momentum to the downside, and then perhaps that this uptrend is correcting off and we could get a short. Your AUD falling real strong. AU's a little choppy. Supima's in the house. Globex showed 1427. All other numbers up to 1450 on EU. Okay. Well, we're definitely at 27 right now. 28, 27. So it could be a test to the bottom. Like I said, on the hour, this is merely just a 50. You're still above the 50. And technically this is still at the moment, a higher low than this. On a 4-hour, it's still above this EMA here. So it's still very much in a buying potential. To get a buy from down here to come back up to test the highs would be great. I mean, you're talking 50 pips. It's not looking great right now. I'm not going to lie to you. I'd like to see it settle, find support, and show some momentum to the upside. I still want to take it long just because of where it is on the higher time frames. Alan's in the house. Good morning, bro. What's happening? Welcome. Diego. Alan San Diego. What's going on, man? How are you? I'm liking your EU look. Yeah, we'll see on that. Patience. Yeah, exactly. We're just going to let the market tell us what to do. We'll wait and react. If it doesn't show any signs of, slowing and bullish momentum, then obviously we can't buy it. And we could look for a correction to try and take short. We'll keep an eye on DXY. Coming into 9 o'clock hour. Mondays can be choppy and funky. So I don't want to overcommit to anything. But I like where EU is on a higher time frames. I like to try and stay with it. But again, if DXY looks like it's going to do a reset, to its 5-minute 800, then you're going to see EU continue to fall off. This is, so let's see, sideways, or excuse me, push up, then went sideways, higher, see if it corrects, and then higher, or if it finds resistance in this area. We're just wait and react, wait and react. Jorge, what's going on, man? Good morning. How are you? Got some new faces, some familiar faces. Thanks for being here. Let's see what we can do on a Monday. See if we can get this week off to a good start. EA just falling off. Reset on the 5-minute for EA. Create a nice structure on the 1-minute. So right now, a little funky with everything. But again, it is Monday, and this happens. Here on the 1-minute, you could be getting some more structure. You can see it's down, sideways, down, sideways, down, sideways. See what it does here. You had a really big push and then a hold. Let's see if it fills. Yeah, this is going to be a hard buy, probably. But if that's the case, then what you would anticipate is that this is going to correct a little bit or stall a little bit, and then maybe another push down if it is indeed, you know, kind of correcting off of all this just momentum it's had. But again, on the higher time frames, this is just at the hour 50. I love taking buys off the hour 50. Doesn't look great with this TDI though. You can see how it's kind of crossed through, and now it's starting to fall off, and this trend line's kind of starting to free fall with it. So I need to see it stop and find support and then move higher. G in the house. It does look a little bit whack, G. I won't lie about that. Things are kind of just correcting, but that's all right, because if it wants to just correct before finding more continuation, I'm cool with that. I was hoping that it was going to stall at the structure high line that we had from I have to go to the higher time frame to show it. From here, I was hoping it was going to stall here and then, you know, just continue off of it, but definitely a significant level. So let's see what happens. 2 minutes. See how it holds this 50. See if it breaks through. If it breaks through strong, then I might look for a little sideways and then continuation. If it holds, I'm going to look for support to see if it wants to continue. We're still very much in a buying condition, but right now you're getting kind of like a break. 200 EMA short on EU was a nice entry spot. I don't even have the 200 up, but yeah, I mean, it would be like maybe this one right here or something, or to it. Yeah, this thing's just falling. DXY's got to be skyrocketing. This has to be potentially something from the summit. It could just be the market moving. I don't know. I can't, you know, I don't know at all, but this feels like it's got something behind it. EU leaders show signs of compromise on stimulus plan. Maybe that's 5 minutes ago. This thing's been moving longer than 5 minutes. Just ripping. Long on EU, I do not believe is going to be a play today. Unless somehow it finds support here at these lows. It looks like it's just tumbling. And EA is falling too. So that's weird, because usually AUD falls and Euro AUD rises, but again, they don't have to. These pairs can move however they want to. It seems to me like Euro is weak, dollar is strong. So that's a 9 o'clock close. So let's take a look at what we got. Let's start from the top. We only got 3 pairs to look at today because the other ones have blown ADR, but we'll look at them anyway. So again, You're still very much in a buying condition. This was a pretty weak 4-hour candle. Right back down, kind of came up, right back down. So it could be showing bearish strength. Starting to fall over again. They're still in a buying condition though, but you can't buy this right at this moment. It's kind of falling over. EU on the 4-hour, it's a 3-candle bearish engulfing. I can't deny that. It is in a buying condition, so I don't want to go selling it, but you can't deny that it came up and then you had a really strong 4 hours worth of bearish momentum. It's going to take a lot to, to probably get rid of that momentum. I would think maybe it would like correct and then continue with that momentum. I don't know, but I want to stay long bias, but it's not the greatest buying TDI right now. True, G. I agree with that on EA. It's kind of been not the best way to find. It's not as good as like a DXY EU. So now you're bottoming out. So you're getting this again, because after a big push like this, what do we always say? You see correction, you see sideways momentum, and that is indeed a huge push. So you're probably going to see some correction off of this. I don't know that it's enough that I could take a buy on it, but we're going to see how it plays out. EA, same thing. After you get big push, you get a correction, you get sideways. It's still at this EMA. Still, it fell through the liquid 50, so that's not great because I like to take my buys above it. It's just easier. It makes more sense. Doesn't mean you can't move higher. This is, again, still very much in a buying condition. Falling here on the hour, so I don't know that I'd want to buy this here because this is kind of free falling with price action. So I don't know that you could get anything happening until this trend line and this price action meet, and then you get a reaction. So for now, I think you have to stay short on it. DXY, really big push, but again, it's still very much selling. Look at this, it's at 41.942 on this TDI, which to me says it's a strong sell. It's a little bit divergent, so you could be seeing correction. Does look like maybe it kind of found a bottom here, divergent on the bottom. You know, something like this. And then from here, you can see as it kind of hit that bottom, price action is rising as it's kind of falling to flat. So we'll see. We'll see if this is finding support and it's going to move a little bit higher. Still very much selling, so I don't want to go in and try and sell EU as this is moving higher. I want to stay with these overall ideas that this is overall in a downtrend. But again, you don't want to ignore divergence. You don't want to ignore what it's doing, and clearly it is divergent here as well on the 15 minutes. So yeah, perhaps you're correcting off. Let's see if it finds support and then throws bullish, and then we'll short EU because I can't trade DXY. I have to trade it inverse. So if this wants to push down, come up, find resistance, and then throw bearish engulfing to potentially come back to this low, then maybe I'll short it. Again, I'd like to stay long biased on it, but right now it's not in the best condition to buy it. And that's how I see it. Let's see what this did. This came down with a pin. I'm just moving higher, but again, these have blown ADR, so for me, I can't trade these, but these look really nice to move higher. Or at least this one does. We'll take a look at GU next. GU holding. So the pound is showing some strength as the dollar is making a strong move. It's really ripping euros. AU kind of, AU you could see it's like a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So it still has the potential to push up. It's just not timing, just timing. That's all. You gotta wait for the right timing. So that's where we're at with the 9 o'clock hour. We got 25 minutes and then the stock market's gonna open up. There is no news today, but there is this summit going on for the euro, so that could be affecting things. Positive update for German phase for COVID, Pfizer. So things like that could certainly get the market kicking. Definitely would like to try and stay with a buy, but when you get a hard, like a push like this, that makes it hard in my mind to buy it. I would be looking for break, correction, continuation. It is, this is a pretty good push, so you could just get, like this was a good push and it just kind of moved up and went sideways. This is a strong push, could just kind of go sideways. Still in a buying condition. I don't like this trend line at all, so I don't know that the timing is right to buy this. Just gonna take it light just because it's Monday. I don't necessarily need to jump in anything. I did just put a bunch of money in my account, so try and play smart. Same risk, everything's the same, but a lot bigger return. So I just want to be smart, try and hit really key wins. If I fire off like 2 of these a week, 2 winners a week, it's gonna be good. I'm not gonna be working at that restaurant anymore. So that's the goal. Just focus on good trades, focus on good setups, sitting on my hands, not getting induced into anything that's not ideal, because I got plenty of time in this market. I want to capitalize. AU. 5 minutes still in a buying condition on AU. You see that? Definitely divergent here. Even from back here. Well, not really because this was low, but in here you can see it. This is the low. And then this is lower, but it's higher. But it's still in a selling condition, so it's not ready to buy yet. You'd want to see it come up, settle, push again, start to move this sentiment higher. You can see how it barely pulled down here on the 15-minute though, compared to the other dollar pairs. Really shoving strong. This is a little bit interesting. Let's see what happens on AU. It's been a little choppy. I haven't traded AU in a while. Yeah, 100% G. Respect the capital because it's trying to work for me, so I gotta make sure that I treat it right. That's why putting it out there this week. I'm looking for my first $1,000 day this week. So we're gonna see if we can get that. I'm manifesting it. I'm focusing on it. And all I need to do is find a clean setup, and it will happen. So that'll be a milestone. Like I said, if I could just trade well with the amount I got in this account, then I could do this full time and I won't be going to the restaurant, and life will be much more enjoyable. So right now it looks like an ascending channel, clearly. I would draw it maybe like this. Don't know if I would. This doesn't. I'd rather have it as many touches as possible. So something like that makes more sense to me. I don't like when it's like not getting touched, so I try and make a pin or something touch it. That makes sense to me. So we'll see what it does down here. Again, after a big push like this, you're gonna see slowing, you're going to see correction, you're gonna see sideways. It's very rare that you get a big candle like this and then it just keeps falling. People are taking profit, things are happening. But after a push like this, it's very hard to get a buy-in. It's just a lot of momentum. EA just falling off. I'm not sure what to make of it just yet. Again, if this 5 minute wants to, it's starting to make downtrending structure. We can't deny that. You know, here's the high, comes down, makes the low, comes up, makes the higher, or the lower high, comes down, makes the lower low, makes the lower high. So you would think that this is going to continue. This isn't a buying condition here, this market sentiment. So I'd like to see it come higher. It's still on the 50, on the 15. Like I said, it didn't get pulled down as hard as the other dollar pairs. You can see it just sitting nicely. It's sitting above this liquid 50. It's a little bit almost like a reset where it's at. It's not in a strong buying condition where it's up here in like the 60s where it's like, you know, this is kind of choppy. But you can see on the hour, it's above the trend line. You could get a push up and you could get a 2-candle bullish. Anything could happen. This is still very much in a buying condition, so I don't want to call the short on it. And you can see here, sideways, up, sideways. My anticipation would be up, sideways, up. So perhaps I can get long on AU. Looking the better out of, you know, the dollar quote pairs. You're finding some divergence here. Not really. That's a lie. It's not divergent. This is the lowest point and this is the lowest point. So it's just kind of correcting off. Very much selling. So it's hard to buy this right now. Reset on the 5 minute. Falling market sentiment. Hard to buy this at the moment, in my opinion. A buy would be very hard. Jorge says the pairs on your watch list with the green tags, the ones I put green on them because they've gone ADR, and on my chart ADR is a green line, so that's why I put green on them. They've gone their daily limit today, so I won't be trading them, and that's why they're green. When they're blue, I consider blue to the upside and red to the downside. So yeah, green is maxed out on their ADR. I want to try and, because the AU looks pretty decent, and you can see here on the 5 minute what it's doing. 5 minutes in a buying condition, it's come down, it's come up with a nice 2 candle. Let's see what it does here. Does it find resistance and continue this, you know, structure, or is it actually going to hold and then push through this market sentiment kind of up, sideways, up, and then you could take potentially that push up, which would get you through here. See what I mean? See if it goes up, sideways, up, closes through, take that, stop at the bottom, and try and continue plenty of space on ADR from where we're at. 28 pips. I think you could find a position in here with a stop for less than 14. We'll see. Kind of looks the best because it's still above. You got it right here on the 15-minute. Your liquid 50 market sentiment and your trend line are meeting. So you're about to have a reaction. Is it going to be a reaction up and through, continuing this uptrend, or is it going to hit it and then fall off? All we have to do is wait for the market, right? Nice little 2 candle right here, just down and directly right back up. Slightly higher by like a hair, but just down, right back up. Like, I like that. The entry would be on the 5-minute for me. You would potentially be, trying to ride this channel. See if you can get it back up here, like 778, 7010, something like that. Again, you're going to have a reaction here. It's either going to push up or it's going to push down. And all we have to do is wait for the market. See what happens on the 5-minute. If it pushes up strong and breaks through this market sentiment, I'm going to take a long. I mean, why not? I like to see this move higher overall. It's showing potential. I think I could take an entry on that. EU looks like it's hard to buy it right now. Look, this your AUD. Sorry, I clicked the wrong one. Sideways. Huge push. It's correcting up, but everything's still falling on this. Don't see an entry yet on a lower time frame, so I can't buy this just yet. So if I'm looking to buy, I think AU for now looks the best. Now, if the market doesn't present the entry, then I just don't take the entry. But if it does push strong like this, then I should be looking to get in it. Got 2.5 minutes. If it breaks through and shows me momentum, my stop is going to be something like, oh my god, really? 4 or 5 pips? I don't even know if I could get the size I need on a stop that small. But this, again, up, sideways, now it's pushing up. Looks like it could, in 2 minutes, close through here. I'd be looking at like a 5. Let me see. Oh, there's no way I could get that size off. There's just no way. I don't have the leverage for that. It would be like 9 standards. There's no way I could get that off. So I'd probably have to take it at like a 1% risk, just because I don't have the leverage with Oanda to put a full 2% risk on. So I'd probably have to take it for like a 1%, which isn't bad. But I think if this closes in a minute through, which it looks like it's going to, I'm probably going to take this position with a stop down at like, 90, 96 or 97. So it's going to be a really tight entry, I would assume. But we'll see. Because it could just as easily not get through and fall off. Getting a little bit weak. I like to see it close strong. If it doesn't break these highs, then it's not going to be through this liquid 50. That's just how it works. So this is going to be short, it looks like. In less than 8 seconds, it just pushes. So it's pushing a little bit. It's like right at it. See, it failed to get through. So to me, that's just momentum. It's not a bad candle structurally. Up, sideways, nice push. So this could go. Didn't quite get through, so to me it's like it lacks momentum. That's how I read it. So I'm not going to take this just yet. I would have liked to seen it close strong above this high through here, and that gives me momentum. Now again, like I said, structurally it's nice. It could certainly go. There's no reason it couldn't. It looks like it's trying to move higher. I probably should put a position in just based on what it's doing, but you still have 9 minutes in this candle. Anything can happen. And that wasn't the greatest 5-minute close for me, so I'll just wait on it. It does look like it's trying to come higher though. Could be finding support here. Up, down, find support, and then continue. I don't. Yeah, a little funny. I don't know that I want to short one of these pairs that have gone over ADR either. I don't know if that's a play. You would think that it comes up, finds resistance, and should come back and test these lows. That makes sense. It's still in a buying condition. To me, I think it comes up, it's finding resistance here, and should come at least test these lows. From a 1-minute perspective. That's what the market consistently does. Doesn't always have to do that. But I try to trade a consistent idea, and consistently I would think that it would come back here. It's not divergent. You would want to see price action come to here or lower while maintaining a higher RSI, and then that's where you get divergence. Again, it doesn't have to do that, but that's just typically consistently what I see. So we'll see if it does that for EU here. AU sitting. It's just sitting. But again, you can see it's trying to move higher. That's why structurally that 5-minute could be a decent entry. I just didn't like the lack of momentum through here. But again, this is a subjective indicator, so that's not always it's not always true, but confluence. I like to get more confirmation. Down, sideways, down maybe here. It's down, sideways, down maybe. It's in a selling condition. Stay with the short. Down, sideways, down. We'll see what it does. Again, overall, it's in an uptrend, which is why I don't want to sell it. But these are big pushes, so it needs time to settle out, and none of the TDIs look great for buying right now. They also don't look great for selling, so to me it could just be choppy. AU trying to push higher. See, you're starting to get that move up. Still not quite through. See, it's struggling here. It wants to move higher, but it's having a hard time with it. If this next candle was like bullish and through, then maybe I would have took that, but now it's a doji. That's not ideal either. Now it could just be like, up, hold, and then a push. but nothing's right at the moment. We'll see what happens on a 15-minute with this guy. We'll give it 15, and then we're going to get a 30-minute close too. Not bad. Little funky though. Like, see on a 15-minute how low this sentiment is? It's like a reset. So it could just be a choppy day today. Like, it wants to try and move higher, but it could just be a little choppy. It's under this trend line, so I'd have to come up and through it. I need a lot of momentum. The highs are only right here. So I have to at least get through these before I can go any higher. So there's not a lot of room in this. Like there is, it was like 25 pips or so. Or 28 pips. But there's structures in the way. So I don't know. I'm not sure. Down, sideways, down. EU. Let's see. It's consolidating here on the 1 minute. You can see it clearly. Found the top. Is this a square? Looks like it. Looks very much like a square to me. So you want to see it break. Break, retest, and then move. Break up, retest, move. Yeah, definitely. EU's consolidating a lot. Now we want to see which way it breaks out. AU you can see sitting at this 7,000. It's at a significant level. It looks like it wants to come higher, but it's very much struggling. Dollar index. This looks like it's, you see this like here on a 15-minute? Oh, this is a 30-minute, excuse me. But you see how it's kind of like bottoming out and now it's pushing, and this trend line's kind of hooking under and starting to drive up. You might maybe see extension off of this. But again, it's still in a selling condition. But the way this trend line and these RSIs are like separate, it could just, price action could just pull. You want to wait for a sell really until you have a reaction with this trend line. So right now it's not a great buying or selling. It's just choppy. Like Pockets was saying, just consolidation. I feel like everything's lagging on my stream today. I feel maybe it's like this new camera. Does it look like there's a delay, or does it seem okay? Pima says looks good. Okay. Maybe it's just on my end. It feels like it's a little laggy. Got a minute and 15 seconds here on AU. You can see it's trying to push higher. On this 30-minute, it's going to look like a nice 2 candle. Down, strong. Again, it's just to these highs. And AU's kind of not the strongest pair. EA just falling off. No chance for an entry. Would have had to have been much, much earlier. That had been right in here. Kind of came down through a 2 candle. Held through another one. Entry in here at like 52-ish, 50-ish. Stop up here. And then just take the move down. Because it confirms it. Down, sideways, down, sideways, down. Okay, at this point, I'm feeling the sell is taking off, and then you get in. Moving up a little bit here on AU, as EA is moving down. So maybe they're finally starting to correlate. You're getting through on the 5-minute. You're starting to get momentum. Up, sideways, up, sideways, up. EU. I wonder if it's going to try and follow. 30-minute close. I don't know. I think this, in my, this is too hard to call right now. EA clearly ripping off. AU's probably going to start pushing. 30-minute was the nice 2 candle we spoke of. Again, it is right at these highs. Asia high, Friday high. It is right here. It does look like it's got the potential. It's trying to, but I don't really like this liquid 50, this market sentiment. To me seems a little bit like reset, but this could easily run. I just don't think this is a position I'm going to take. All of these are 10 a.m. Thanks, G. Looks good, looks good. Supima's got all these numbers of contracts expiring at 10 o'clock on a euro. Pretty interesting. Definitely interesting. Like we said, after a big push like this, you see a little bit of correction, you see a little bit of consolidation, and then I would anticipate continuation. I don't want to go away from the overall uptrend on this, so I'm not inclined to sell it. We have our box here on the 1 minute, which will be a short-term indicator of momentum. You'd like to see it break the box and then retest it to either side, either upside or downside. So let's see how it plays out. You need a break, a retest, and then the next push. You need to break, the retest, or the next push. You can see, like, as it's consolidating, market sentiment's starting to rise, but that doesn't confirm anything just yet. But we do like overall AU up. It's up about 6-7 pips from where we were looking at entry. Again, this is down under the liquid 50, up down below the trend line. Not the greatest right now on a 4 hour. Not the greatest on the hour, so buy is tough right now. See AU's pushing, but it looks decent. It definitely looked decent. That could have been a, like we said, this candle structurally is a good candle. It didn't confirm it on a TDI, but that doesn't mean that it's not going to continue higher, because this is a subjective indicator. Price action is the truth. It came down, it went sideways, and it made a strong push. You would anticipate that it's going to continue in that direction, as it did for the last 15 minutes, 5, 10, 15 minutes. Stalled here and then higher. So there is money in this move. It just wasn't something that I was really digging on, and that's why I let it go. To the ground. This was a miss, but there was no entry, unfortunately. I mean, maybe here at 9:57 came down, and then right here, this kind of like 3 candle, maybe this one kind of came up real quick for a breath, but it's not divergent, but it was so oversold. And but again, you know, if you're in here at like 30ish with a stop at, you know, even 12 pips, you're just about at 2R, you know, so you could, there's money. There is money. It's still falling. We don't call bottoms. We don't call tops. We just let it rip. I woke up today around like 7 and I was like, I think this thing tanks off. But I didn't want to trade it early. I probably should have. Still consolidating here on EU. Let's see what the numbers are saying. 1.15 for 1.1 billion in contracts. Well, that seems very much out of play. That's way the hell up here. That's a good 75 pips from where we are. I don't know if it's going to get there in 25 minutes. That would be some type of move. You missed to the downside. Right here, this 5-minute on EU pockets, where it kind of came down and then through this at 41, and then you got the extension, kind of down, sideways, broke the box, kind of. But yeah, I could see that, because you would anticipate down, sideways, take this entry here, with a stop above, pins might have got you. But then when it comes down again, $14.60 maybe. Yeah, you could. It's trying to come higher, because overall it's still in an uptrend. So it's just a nasty correction, like a nasty push. It doesn't mean that's not going to fall. It could certainly fall. Positive update, German phase 1, just more of this stuff. AU fell back down a little bit. Like I said, just weak to me. And again, DXY was looking like it was correcting up. Here it is. Kind of came up. It's finding support. Might move higher as things are moving into a buying condition. EU, you might find lower as things are moving to a selling condition. It's just a little funky. But I said you would anticipate that it pushes down, moves sideways, and then at least comes to retest this low. Because if it's going to move lower, and this is still in the selling condition, that could have been your 2 candle right there. Again, it didn't break the box. I'd like to see it break and retest, but this could be breaking out now. So we're on it. We're letting the market move first. There's nothing that says this can't continue to fall. After a push like that, I don't know that I want to buy it. There's too much momentum. Now, I don't know that it falls much past here. It could completely just disintegrate. You know, but this is the low of day. It could hit here, double bottom, push up and fizzle. Could just chop all day in this range. It could do a lot of things. Broke the box. Through to liquid 50. Looks like it's free fall. Break. Maybe just does a pin and go. I don't know. Like we said, you would anticipate that consistently the market finds a low, comes back, corrects, and then comes and retests the low, if not move lower. It did test the low with a pin. Let's see if it bodies through. It's through here. It's a hard buy. It's a hard time to buy. It's also a little bit of a difficult time to sell it. But maybe not. Maybe that's just I'm reading it incorrectly and this thing's ready to just tank after all the rise that it's been doing. But again, it's Monday, so it could just be a little choppy. You see DXY is pushing higher, so you anticipate EU trying to come lower on that inverse. Yeah, it looks like it. I think so, pockets. Down, sideways down. Don't want to get in with a stop up here at like 28, take 10 pips. Try and go for 20. Does it have 20 in it? Oops, I gotta go on this one. I don't think it has 20 in it. I think it maybe just has 20. Yeah, it's just 20. This thing looks like it's moving out. 30 seconds, you might have a close through the trend line here on the 5-minute. Came down, hit a low. Now you're starting to push through the trend line. Yeah, I feel like I missed it. That's not really a miss. Like I said, I could easily take this 5-minute entry. I just don't know if it's got the 80R to get me my 2R. 15. And this is at like 97. So I don't know. Clearly broke the box to the downside. Let's see what happens as it pushes up. See if it gives you a little correction or if it just runs. Clearly on the 5-minute, you're through this trend line. See? Through. It's good signs. but I'm not sure. Just like we said, it comes down, makes a low. It's not divergent. You would anticipate price to come back, find resistance as it does. It throws a nice candle. Wasn't out of our box, but this is a nice structure because again, this box isn't, you know, a perfect box. It's just we're containing price. Throws this nice candle. It's through. You could put an entry in here, take it to the downside to at least come and test these lows and maintain a higher RSI, which then shows divergence, and you would see then a correction out. So that's good. We read it well, you know. You would think here down, sideways down. Just consistent. Again, the same. Will it always be right? No. But will it consistently time and time again be right? Yes. And that's all we're trying to do. Anybody get this? Anybody pockets? Did you take a stab at this? Clearly looks like it's fallen off. This is a good 5-minute candle. Nice break. I don't know that I want to short it. That's the only reason I'm not taking it. See AU struggle. It's a good thing to avoid this. I told you this is weak. I feel good. I feel like I'm seeing it well. This seems pretty good to me. I'd like to see it come back and touch this box. If it could touch the box and throw again, but it might not. It might just hold here. But that, you know, ideally, again, if I'm doing it the same way over and over and over again, what I'd like to see is it breaks this level, comes back and tests this level, and then pushes. But it could just be testing this level here because it broke this level. The entry is this one right here, this nice 2 candle. It didn't really break the consolidation, so that's a hard take, but you could see that it did get through and it showed momentum. That's all. When the RSI crosses through, that just to me is momentum. That's all it means. So down, sideways, you would think down, but again, this is an overall uptrend, so you could find yourself in a little bit of chop. Not yet, waiting for a better signal. Heard. Yeah, and it's almost near its ADR. There's not much in it. Doesn't mean it can't run through its ADR, but I don't like to trade like that, saying, oh, it'll go through ADR, you know? Again, just consistent averages. I think there was a good position to be taken in here if you were short biased. 1400 was the 2.6 billion. I think that sounds perfect, Supima. I missed that one. I didn't read it. Yeah, 1.14 for 2.6 billion. Yep, I like that. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. Now maybe I whiffed here on this 5-minute. Really nice through the trend line. Kind of broke this 800 too, showing momentum again. Wow. Yeah, there's money. There's money to be made. Good stuff. Read it well. Again, after a big push like this is a huge push, you would expect correction, slowing, and then a continuation, and that's exactly what we got. So it's perfect. Now, I guess I should have been making money. You know, should have been looking for the shorts up here at like 26, 27. You know, if we're staying short biased, you know, when it's hitting the top of the box up here, do I put in sells and then put the stop above? I don't know if that's the way I trade. I don't know if that's how I don't know if that's how I do it. But I've been looking more and more at it, like when I'm looking over the charts. Like where's a good example? Let me see if I can find one of things that I'm like looking at. Like this, for example. Like it moves up, right? And then it moves up and then it comes back. And then when you see it making these lows, you just put the buy-in down here because your expectation is that it broke up, it's going to come down, and it's going to continue higher because it's overall in an uptrend. So as soon as it hits a low, Do you just get in at the low and then put a stop? I don't know if, like I said, I don't know if that's how I trade. I don't know if that's the right move, but I've been seeing it more and more and more where it just, you know, breaks, pulls back, settles, and goes again. So it's like when it hits the top of a settle here, which was like 30, you know, do you just short it at 30? That's a great push. 07 is probably going to keep falling. Why not? This is a free fall. It's not a buying TDI. AU falling off. I knew AU was shit. So maybe GU's falling off too. Again, I don't want to put a sell in on this. It seems like GBP is kind of on its own. But look, you can see it here on the 1 minute. Broke down, sideways. Still in a buying condition though. This is not a great looking TDI on a 5 minute for a buy. See how it's falling through, it's falling under. This is pretty strong. I don't want to sell. I don't know if I want to play this pair that's over ADR. I don't know if I want to play that. It does look overextended though, but I don't think that's the move for me. Maybe G. That's not a bad idea. Certainly not a bad thought. You can see, technically, this is higher. It's at 27.41, and this is at 27.37. So by all technical metrics, this is a higher RSI with a lower low on price action than this. So technically this is divergent. And that's what I was saying. It makes a low and it was not divergent. Typically, it comes up, it finds consolidation, and then you see price action come to at least the low, if not lower, while maintaining a higher RSI to create divergence. If you consistently trade that, while you will lose, you will probably win more often than not, because that is what it consistently does. And if you play consistent opportunities, you will get consistent outcomes. And that's all I try to do, is just trade consistent, probable setups. It just broke this structure high and just wasn't using it as support and just fell off. I don't know if I could short GU though. I don't know if I want to. You can clearly see it's a divergent double top. This is gonna potentially move lower. See? You're in this square almost, while also having a divergent. You see? And then price action, these are even highs clearly. A pin here. Now it's starting to roll over. This high is clearly much lower than this one. You're getting momentum to the downside as EU falls, as DXY is pushing higher. Again, down, sideways, down. This was a breakout here through this trend line. Not great for buys. But I don't know that I want to sell this pair. DXY extending. Like we said, all potential to come, do a reset here on the 5 minute, which meant that EU was going to continue lower, even though it already hit its reset. This was a nice entry candle here. Just, I didn't know that it had the juice. Moving nicely. You still got 10 minutes in this candle though. You saw a pin back here before. It could fill it and hold as a body. I don't know if I want to play that. ADR now on EA. You can see. Struck it right here on the 5-minute. Still move lower. Certainly could, but clearly diverging here on the 1-minute. Lower low, but look how it sits above the liquid 50. That's not a great sign. I usually see that move up off of things like that. Now I'm not going to trade it long because it could easily just tumble over. But usually when I see a leg and I see 2 legs and this one's sitting, and look at how low this is. That's why I say I don't want to buy it, because this is clearly still falling, but it's not really a good look. It could just correct though and fall. Consolidate. Ugly day. Like G said, a little whack. A little whack today. You see you are breaking out though. Made structure, consolidated, broke down. Maybe come and test these lows again. At 10 o'clock, the expiration on some of these contracts that Supimas had posted. 2.6 billion at 1.1400. I mean, there's a lot of money there. You would think price would try and get down there. Now, I don't know. It got real close, 02. I don't know how to use these contracts, but since Supima's been posting them, they've definitely been making a lot of sense to me. See the divergence here too on GJ. Looks like it could roll over. It's an ugly 5-minute TDI. I don't know that I'd see a buy here, but you could see it just push up and kind of, fizzle. Doesn't have to just fall. Could move sideways. Does not look great though. A little choppy here on Euro. Stalling on my internet. There we go. I'm curious to see what happens. Oh, Santiago, what's going on, man? I didn't even see you blended in. What's going on? You love that UCAD. Currently short UCAD. Let's see what UCAD's doing. That was 7% miss today. It happens. Yeah. Pairs just look a little choppy. It's definitely falling. EU is a tough trade. It really was, because you want to stay long biased. Then as it started to fall here, you know, your anticipation is that it's going to correct and then continue. But it is still an overall uptrend. But again, like we said, these aren't great buying TDIs. So I'm hard pressed to put a buy in, even short term, until you get a reaction with this trend line and RSI. Let's see, EA failing to make new low right here, and now it's starting to push. See, holding this trend line at the moment. This lower low structurally is a higher low on the TDI, so it came up sideways. Now it's starting to push again. I don't want to buy EA. But you could see that it's having trouble at the moment. See what it does. If it breaks, if it could just hold here and continue lower. It's still in a selling condition, so buys would kind of be a little silly at this moment. It could still push lower before then correcting up a little bit. EU's pushing up. Let's keep an eye on things. It's only 10 o'clock. There's still so much time left. Anything can happen. We could get a push off the box again, perhaps. We could get a push into it. We could get a hold and then a push down. Still lots of stuff going on here. AU is garbage. That's why I might have to get rid of this pair, put another one in. I don't think I traded this pair once. Down, up, 2 candle. Wonder if DXY is starting to fall off. Could just be correcting. Test this high here on the 5-minute. Settle higher, come back, test, push higher, create structure, you know. Hold this trend line. It's not divergent on TDI. Could just hold and push. EU slightly divergent on the 5-minute. EA pushing a little bit higher, a couple pips. See, it's trying to clear out. Down, sideways, 2 candle, sideways. Struggling because it is still in a selling condition. Had all that fall, it's hard. It'd be a very hard buy to go against this momentum. EU pushing up to 20 now, so we're getting back up towards this box, kind of at this low here on the 1-minute. See, we're kind of like at this low at the box. Still very much in a buying condition on the 1-minute, or excuse me, a selling condition. You can see we're down here, so let's see if maybe we get a play that could take us down lower. Or is this going to move higher and this overall trend's going to kick in and it's just shaking people out? That's AU is garbage lately. ECAD? Yeah, maybe I could look into ECAD. AU definitely just sucks. It's an interesting look on the 15 minutes. Let's take a look at the hour. So we just had an hour close. hold. You might get a push. It's not a great buy-in. It's definitely not a great buy-in, TDI. Yeah, this looks like it might continue. Let's see. I kind of want to get short. I don't know though. I do kind of want to get short on this. Would have stopped just above like 20 something. I would have had to already been in. To come down and test here. 1400. Yeah, I should have been looking for the short up here. Try and see it come lower. Oh, good. Because like I said, we're waiting for a reaction, and here it is. Price action, which is the RSI, and the trend line are meeting. Is it going to hit it and bounce and continue lower, or is it going to kick through, and this overall uptrend is going to come back into play? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. Down, sideways, wick back. It could fill it. It came all the way down, sucked up. This could fill it. But again, these are all still in like buying conditions, you know, and once you get into the higher time frames, even on a 15-minute, I think it's still in a buying condition. It's starting to pull because you had all this momentum, but I don't know if I could buy it or sell it at the moment. It's hitting this low here. Continue. Not sure. Again, I would be more inclined to short it, but maybe it's best to just sit out of it. EA looks like it really pushed up. Oh no, down. Sorry, I meant down. Thought it said 30. No, it said 306. And yep, see, when it's in a selling condition, you don't want to try and buy it, because it could just push lower while still maintaining its divergence. So you stay with it. Stay with it. What's happening with these GBPs? Chopping. I'm so curious to see what happens with EU. Glad I'm not in anything yet, because it's just a little funny. But again, you would anticipate, you would think that it should come lower. But again, it doesn't have to, but that would make sense. Came back, kind of retested this structure. But it is an overall uptrend. Could just be choppy today though. You know, it doesn't have to move higher every single day just because it's in an uptrend. It's a little bit divergent. See, like I said, in a 15-minute, you're getting it. Anytime these two meet, you're looking for a reaction. I'd like to stay long biased if I could. I know I was looking for shorts here, but it never really presented. Just gotta keep an eye on it. AU's moving up. AU's just funny. This thing's so choppy. EA lower. Yep. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. Stay with it. GBP USD moving up, so I wonder if, I don't know. It's still with, see, at this high still, like it came down. It's consolidating at this high, this previous high right here. So I wonder if it continues with its upward momentum, or you know, we want to try and keep in mind overall trend. Where we reside in the higher time frames. I don't know. Clearly broke, sideways, just indecision. Still above the 50 on the 4-hour. Not the best looking thing here. Doesn't mean it can't still at least come back up to structure before falling. Doesn't mean it can't just fall. It can do a lot of things. It's really hard to put a read on it. I think we had better reads back here, and I think now that we're starting to hit with this trend line, we're starting to get a little bit of issues. Like I said, I think that overall, with it falling, you would want to stay short biased. But I gotta let the market move first. This is still very much in a selling condition here on this 1 minute. 5 minutes falling into a selling condition. Everything else says buying condition, so it might just chop. right back at this 5-minute entry. See how it broke through, came down, and it's consolidating again. Let's come back to retest this level. Before moving lower. Four minutes left in the candle. I'm really uncertain, to be honest with you. Here's divergence. Excuse me, hold on. You looking for short still pockets? Yeah, it's being a little funny right now. I'm not sure that is, cause see this up, sideways. This area is pretty interesting. I'm not sure if it's gonna kick back and reset up here. I don't know if I can get long or short. Like, overall trend is up. I'd like to stay long, but this intraday is falling. So does that just mean sideways? This looks like an up and out right here, but this is still in a selling condition. You're getting the reaction down here. You would probably have to get a stop all the way down here, like 20 pips, maybe if you're taking it long, because you would be afraid that it could still fall down. If you're trying, I don't know. We got 1 minute left on the 15-minute. Like, I don't know that I could just take it right under, like if I want to buy it and stay with this overall trend, I don't know that I could just take it with a stop under these pins here. You know, like, oh, okay, I see this structure here. I'm going to put it below this candle body down here at like 13. I don't know that that's going to hold. It could certainly just fall back down to these lows and then move higher. So, but I don't know that I want to take like a 20 pip stop. This is, I'd like to see more structure. My target would be up here though, at like 40. Look for it to kind of just reset back up here at the 50 on the 15-minute. You know what I mean? That would make sense. Kind of back in this, like came high, came low, and then just kind of chops in the middle. Again, trying to stay with that overall uptrend. That's an ugly candle on the 15-minute. You're through the trend line for now. Doesn't mean that it can't come lower and then move higher. Doesn't mean it can't just move higher. Doesn't mean it can't. I'm very unsure. Overall trend is up. I'd like to stay long on it. think I might get long on EU. I'm not sure yet though. I don't know if that's wise. I'm getting long on EU. I gotta stop at 10 under this structure down here. See if this overall trend wants to kick in. I'm going for 140, 140. Which is the 800 on the 1 minute. I'm going to take that breakout and see if I can get it to push. I'm trying to get it up here. I might be aggressive. I might be early. I didn't take a full position. I took a little bit less. Because it still could move lower. It could still come back. I could be wrong. See if we can get it. I just took a long on EU here on this breakout. I'm in at 20. My stop is down here at 10 underneath this structure. I want to see if it's gonna try and continue back up to this structure high, to this 1 minute 800 here. Again, it is still in a selling condition. I could be early, but I'm going to try and stay with it, see if it holds and pushes up to here. So essentially my trade looks like this. I'm in at 20. My stop is 10. And I'm going for that. This is what my trade looks like right now. Yeah, we'll see. Like I said, I'm trying to stay with this overall trend. I think it's got every bit of potential to hit this. I feel pretty good about it, but it's not 100%. There's no guarantee. I definitely could be a little early. It could still be holding this. You know, this is still in a selling condition, so I could be wrong. I didn't take it as big. Because again, the intraday, this thing is falling. And this still looks like it has potential to move up. So I could be wrong. I want to try and stay with it. Now if it shoves, I'll close it. Yeah, this is definitely an interesting trade because obviously intraday it's been falling. I kind of liked how you got through this, but it still could fall, so I could be wrong. So I took it a little bit lighter. I just wanted to. I felt like maybe it had the correction in it to kind of come up and reset. Time will tell. if, like I said, if it shoves down, I just close it real quick. See though. Basically right at break even. $10 pip stop, 20 pip reward. Trying to get it to reset up here. It's not a full 2%. It's a little less than 2% risk. That looks pretty decent. See if it pushes. If it pushes, we're good. If it doesn't, I'll close it. Lose a couple bucks. Try again tomorrow. Try and stay with this overall trend. See if it can just get some extension back up here. And just fizzle then. So I try and take one last pop on it. Doesn't have to. You could just chop here. I like the divergence. I liked how it was starting to correct up a little bit. I think it could get back up here, but you know, nothing's for a guarantee. DXY does look like it's fallen over a little bit, but that's not also set in stone yet. Just trying to stay with these overall trends. So I'm in a little bit of profit. We're not looking for much. We'll see what happens as it hits this box. I gotta change my off of low power mode because this thing keeps wanting to shut off on me as I'm watching it. So I'm basically flat. I'm up like 20 bucks, nothing crazy. But I like to see it get a push. If this pushes, I could make 600 bucks, and that would be awesome for a Monday. I would love that. Like I said, I didn't take my full position that I could have took. I took a little bit smaller, trying to just mitigate risk, realizing that I could be in a little bit of a wonky position. But I like how we're getting the extension off. We're coming up. Market sentiment starting to rise. I'm not looking for a lot, just a little reset here. Let's see if we can get it. So I'm slightly in profit. Let's see if we get that push. DXY does look, like I said, like it's kind of falling over. This looks like a pretty good falling TDI on the 1 minute. So maybe I got it. Maybe it did actually have the potential to come back up, and I nailed it. We'll see. We will see. One candle at a time. Well, now what'll really piss me off is if I catch this move down here, I hit the 2R, and then I come back tomorrow and this thing's like a skyscraper. But I'll be happy with, this is a nice push on the 5 minute. I'd be happy with the win today. It would be good. We'll see what it does. We're not out of the woods yet. We're still chopping, but at least we're in a little bit of profit. I'll give it some time. Blow this one up since this is what we're trading. See how close we can get it. Everybody chilling? Everybody good? Kind of like a scalp almost. It's calling me. Ah, I can't talk right now, brother. Gotta hit him with the decline. It's my best friend in the world. Sorry, bro. You got the decline. Text him real quick. Oh, we went the wrong way with my head down. Again, there's no guarantee on this. It could just fizzle, but I like the potential. We'll see how it shakes out. Could just hold here. Could bounce back. Because again, this is still intraday falling. See how it holds this level. See if it holds it and pushes up. You can see the market sentiment starting to move into a buying condition. That doesn't mean that's necessarily going to buy, but at least it's starting to show me that sentiment is moving higher at the moment. So I'd like to ride that. I would like to get it back up here. That seems probable. Here we go. Come on, surge. Let's get rid of this box. Oops. Don't play with me. You're long 2 pockets. All right, man, let's get it. Yeah, I'm just going for here. Just a quick 2R, $600 on a Monday. It'd be chef kiss. We'll see if it gets there. It seems probable to me, like if it's going to move higher, I like this target as like a reset. Doesn't have to, but it certainly could. Hey now. Now we're talking. It's a nice candle. Run. Go. Yeah, we're getting a nice push. See if it goes. We'll see. In profit. Nicely. Need 12 pips. 11 pips, something like that. Oh, come on. Come on. Let's do it. Let's get this Monday cracking. Come on, pockets. Let's get this money, bro. See how it handles this structure up here, kind of back here. See if it's got the momentum. DXY definitely looks like it's tapering off. As I look at the price, 90. That's free falling. I think we're going to get it. We're so close. I think it looks like DXY is going to just continue falling. I mean, this is clearly free falling. I don't see a buy coming. So we should be getting some extension up, hopefully on EU. We'll see. So far, so good. Nothing's a guarantee, but probability. I don't think I'm ready to put my stop at break even just yet. I'd really like to see this thing just move. Yeah, come on. don't know that it shouldn't come back to here. I might be safe to put my stop at break even just to protect it. This looks like it's got every bit of potential to keep running as it continues higher. And DXY looks like it's falling off. I think I'm going to preserve capital and put my stop at break even just in case this thing's a little funny. I don't believe that it should come lower than here. If anything, it should settle here at like 27-ish. So I'm going to move it now to 11421. Some stop is locked. I can't lose this trade. Just I think how I want it for a Monday on kind of a scalp. I want to be a little bit safe, so this is what it looks like. If it is making higher structure, it shouldn't need to come back here. It kind of did this, hit this, now pushed off. I'd like to see it just continue. I don't think I need to really put any more money at risk. Because it is Monday, and if I wind up getting bopped, then it's whatever. I'm also not ready to take profits yet on this. It was a nice candle here on the 15-minute. It looks like it potentially has momentum. Came through this trend line. Still in a buying condition on the higher time frames. Would love to see this thing just come back up here to this structure high up to 40, something like that. I would hate to get stopped in profit, but I got to protect capital. And like I said, if it is making higher structure, it shouldn't come back to here. It shouldn't. Market can do what it wants, but I'm going to try and trade it consistently. This looks like it could be down, sideways, down. And then hopefully EU is up, sideways, up. I'm up about 250. Going for 600. See if it gets there. Can't lose this trade. But I'm not at a position where I want to take my profits yet. There's no reason to just yet. So we'll just let it run. See if it gets there. And if we take a break even, then see you tomorrow. This was a nice low candle though. Kind of came down through the trend line. I'd like to see the momentum continue on this. Staying with the overall trend, just to the upside. I'd love to see it get back up here to like 42 to this structure high. That seems likely. It seems like it would make sense, but again, the market can do what it wants. I'm just trying to take probable setups, and this momentum seemed like it was shifting to the upside. DXY, that's kind of a very small 2 candle, but it does look like a 2 candle. We'll see. I love being back on my setup. I just feel so good. I got all you guys with me. I appreciate you being here. Now let's see if we can capitalize on some money today. DXY is still looking like a free fall. Just down, sideways down. Let's see if we can get more extension. It's under the trend line. Still looks good to fall. It's not divergent. It's not oversold. Let's just see this thing come lower. Let's see EU push higher. And let's get out of here with a couple $100. And go about our Mondays with a smile on our face. we are in the correct long-term direction, which is up, but we are counter to the intraday correction, which has been down on EU. So it could get a little funny. Just looking for this push to continue just up here to 40. Just a little higher. It's looking, because it's still falling on the 5-minute, but we're just trying to get up and out. This is still in a buying condition on the 15-minute. We're through the trend line. You could see some extension. Could take a minute. Could just settle for a little bit and then push. It doesn't have to always happen as quickly as I would love it to, because I like these things that happen quick. But the new thing that I wrote on my board was give the market time. So I'm trying to give it time. 1.5 lots. It's nice. I'm W. I got 3 on this one. I should have put 4 on it, but I put a little bit less. So I'm in for 3. So we're good. We're in money. Those are good position sizes. All we need is the market to just move, and it doesn't matter what size you got on, you gotta make money. So here comes a little up, sideways, and now hopefully some more up. DXY down at 95.88, so this continues to fall lower. EU's trying to push higher. I'm up 400. We're so close. Need about 7 pips. Almost. A little bit more. 6 pips. 86 here on DXY, falling off nicely. See if we can just get one more push. This was nice up, sideways, now push. Let's get one more extension. I need about 6 pips. I still with you guys? Did the internet go out?